Good afternoon, flight simmers. It's Neil here at the flight line, and today we are going to be flying again in the Cessna 172. We're going to be going from Blackpool, which where we are today now, to Caernarfon in North Wales. It's a nice scenic route, and we're going to do that. So off we go. I've already prepared. The aircraft is ready to go. We're going to be flying down the UK coast off the western side of Liverpool, turning right, then turning to the west to get down and follow
15 Delta.
the coast of Wales.
Not online. Continue with Unicom 122 decimate. Bye-bye.
Descending down to the
Bridgeback Unicom 122 decimate. Cheers. Channel 15 Delta.
to the descending down to the Straits of Menai Straits and then landing in Caernarfon. Coming back, we're going to come back overland towards the Mersey estuary of Liverpool. So we'll get to
651. Request flight level 20, please.
we get to see Snowdon in the distance, and then back up the coast to Blackpool. We have got some air traffic control online, so we're going to speak to them in a few minutes to request taxi.
Tango 5651, roger, speed 280 knots or less. 280 knots, producing. Last station, sorry, you just stepped over someone else talking, so please just take a listen before you talk, but you aren't in this sector, so continue with Unicom 122 decimate, goodbye. Rhino 1 Victor Papa descend flight level 80 route direct rock up. Rhino 1 Victor Papa, descend flight level 80 route direct rock up.
We're going to ask for taxi in just a few seconds.
Route direct rock up, Rhino 1 Victor Papa, thanks.
Under control, good afternoon, Golf Alpha November Romeo Hotel, on the ground at Blackpool, VFR to Caernarfon, request taxi.
Golf Alpha November Romeo Hotel, under control, good afternoon. The Blackpool QNH is 1015, we're departing runway 28 when you're ready, taxi on point Echo 2.
1015, departing runway 28 and taxi to Alpha 2 when ready for Golf Alpha November Romeo Hotel. Okay, let's go. We are ready to go. I don't think I've got the parking brakes on. No, I haven't. To the right. Gonna taxi round in a circle here. Same problem of other aircraft being in the way.
Easy 7359 for taxi.
Easy 73, correction 7259, a taxi on point Alpha 1 from way 27.
Alpha 127, easy 7259.
I'm just going to check we have the right weather, because I don't think we do. And this has happened to me before. Live weather is what we want. This does not look like live weather to me.
Control, good afternoon, Romeo Alpha 902, about 30 miles east of Dublin, climbing through flight level 163 to flight level 250.
Romeo Alpha 902, load of control, hello. Fly heading 105, climb flight level 210.
105 and flight level 210, 902.
And Romeo Alpha 902, Willow 3 Bravo arrival.
So I'm just going to do a quick run up here.
Say again for 902?
Romeo Alpha 902, Willow 3 Bravo arrival.
Willow 3 Bravo, 902.
Taxi lights are on. We're just going to do... Oh, wrong way. And a drop. Back to both. And it recovers. And a drop. And it recovers. And idling.
Romeo Alpha 902, resume and navigation direct Rizzler, climb flight level 240.
Resume on navigation direct Rizzler 240, 902.
London Center, good afternoon. Tomjet Tilma Golf is with you, flight level 250 for 370.
We're going to set
Tomjet
flight forward for
2 Lima Golf,
takeoff.
control, good afternoon. Continue climb flight level 370, route direct Rizzler.
Right, continue climb 370 and redirect to Whistler, Tomjet Tilma Golf.
Air France 1486, route direct Bevy. Direct Bevy, Air France 1486.
We're just going to look at that weather
Romeo Alpha
again.
902, climb flight level 250.
Because it's still not, in my
Climbing
opinion, giving us
250, Romeo Alpha
weather.
902.
Aha! That looks much more like the UK. Right, let's get a little bit of lighting on. In that case.
Rhino 1 Victor Papa, continue with Unicom 122 decimal 8, have a good landing, bye bye.
Unicom 122, decimal 8, Rhino 1 Victor, Papa, thanks for your TC, good afternoon.
London Control, Golf, Romeo Hotel, holding at Alpha 2.
Golf from your hotel, Roger. After departure, runway 28, to left hand turn out with no level restrictions, squawk 5050.
5050 for Golf Romeo Hotel.
Golf from your hotel, just confirm the left hand turn out with no level restriction.
Roger that, left hand turn, no level restriction for Golf Romeo Hotel.
Golf from your hotel, correct flight Alpha 3, backtrack runway 28 as required.
Roger, backtrack runway 28 for Golf Romeo Hotel.
Easy 7259, fully ready.
Easy 7259 via Alpha 1, the surface wind 290 degrees, 18 knots, runway 27 clear to takeoff.
Takeoff 27, easy 7259.
No, we're backtracking because I think he had us line up in the wrong place. Yeah. I'm fairly sure he said Alpha 2. I think he was a bit surprised when he looked and saw where we were. So, it isn't a problem. We'll just backtrack. We're going to backtrack to the previous holding spot. We don't need to backtrack any further. It's quite a lot of wind.
Easy 7259, airborne passing 1400.
East 75, many thanks. Climb now, flight level 190.
190, easy cover 259.
Air France 1486, contact Scottish Control 135.525, goodbye. Scottish Control on 135, decimal 525, bye-bye.
We'll give him a nudge.
Air France 1486.
Under control, Golf Romeo Hotel ready for departure.
Golf Romeo 12, Roger, runway 28, clear for takeoff the surface and 300 degrees, 18 knots.
Clear for takeoff, Golf Romeo Hotel. Let's go.
Skyways 988, route direct chase.
Route direct chase, Skyways 988.
There is a good amount of crosswind. Ah, there we go. Yeah, up. It's windy.
Tango 5651, no speed restriction. Tango 5651, no speed restriction.
Tango 5651, no speed restriction. Thank you very much.
Tango 5651, contact Scottish Control 135.525, goodbye.
135.525, thank you for your service, have a nice evening.
So, we are off the ground, we are looking for 500 feet, and we can start a left-hand turn. Flaps up.
Skyways 988, descend flight level 90 level by chase.
D10 flight level 90 level chase, Skyways 988.
Easy 7259, route direct Mammal, climb flight level 370.
Direct Mammal 370, easy 7259.
So, I don't know what height these clouds are, but we might have to fly lower than we originally intended. Let's have a look. We're going to gun 2, which is going to be 222 degrees. So we'll just set our heading bug round to there. We're going to intercept the course in a second anyway.
Tom Jet 2 Lima Golf, I'm closing shortly, so continue with Unicom 122 decimal 8, goodbye.
Unicom 1228, Tom Jet 2 Lima Golf, bye-bye.
Romeo Alpha 902, I'm closing shortly, continue with Unicom 122 decimal 8, goodbye.
Up to Unicom 4902, bye-bye.
Golf Romeo Hotel, my service terminates, Squawk 7000, free call en route as I'm closing shortly, bye-bye.
Squawk 7000 and 122.8, thanks very much, Golf Romeo Hotel.
Skyways 988, unfortunately no further ATC into Birmingham.
So we are still climbing towards 3,000 feet. We're nice and stable. And we are pretty much on our track here. I'm going to select the autopilot on now, and I'm going to select altitude 3,000 feet and vertical speed 500 feet per minute. I'm going to select nav mode, and that will hold our course inbound to Gun 2. I have already put Gun 2 and TPO in Tipod in the sat nav. So basically we're going out across the sea a little bit. So there's the land over there, and what we're doing is we're making a route, rather than going all the way round the edge, we're making a route just slightly out here. If we can reach land from here from 3,000 feet if we needed to glide down if we lost the engine. So we're just going to be far enough out that we should be able to do that. There'll be one point I think where we'll be just slightly too far out to do that for a very short period of time, but I think that's an acceptable risk. So we're going to go to 3,000 feet, and we're going to, when we get to 3,000 feet, we'll bring our power back, which is about now. And we're looking for cruise power of 2,300. There we are, about there. Now we're squawking 7,000, and you can see on our Sky Demon that we have a little ring round the aircraft, and that's basically showing us our glide down performance. So should we need to descend by gliding because we lose the engine, then that will be where we go. I'm just going to decrease the altitude a little, because yet again I have this problem where it's taking me to 3,100 feet rather than just 3,000 feet. Very strange. I'm hoping that's going to just pick up 3,000 there by setting 2,900 on there. The problem is that I'm not sure. Oh no, it does say 2,970 in. Yeah, so it's correct now in Sky Demon, which is good. So we have a crosswind here, and we're just gonna lean out the mixture, and I'm gonna reduce again to 2,300. We're just going through a little tiny bit of wispy cloud, but that's not a problem. We can still see fully visual with land, so we know where we are. The good thing about flying alongside a coastline is it's very easy to know where you are. There's lots of features, but also you know that if you're following that line of the coast, then you're on course. So I can see that that is the estuary there for Liverpool. So I'm pretty clear that I am on course. Sorry, not that one there, this one here, but it's behind the post. This is the Liverpool estuary, and the one behind should be the Wallasey estuary, the River Dee estuary. Just going to have a bit more light here because it's a little bit dull. There we go. So we're looking good. Now we're going to start very soon a zone transit into the Liverpool zone, but there isn't a Liverpool zone. So what we're going to do is monitor EGCC South. And we're going to put on the correct squawk for them. So I'm just going to check what that is now on the pilot log. So basically it should be Sonny can give me the Liverpool one. Okay, so I shall find out what the listening squawk for Manchester is. See if I can do that in here. Manchester TMA. It's not going to give me, that's 3,500. We're not going to be in there, but we're going to listen to it. Let's have a look. It might be in this NOTAMs, because I saw it in the NOTAMs today. Here we go. So Manchester approach is 37350. So I just need to double check what Manchester listening squawk is, so I shall just do that. So let's have a look at the listening squawks card. So for Manchester 7366, and that's 1187575, and that's 7366. So we're gonna go 118 575. I'm going to pop that in, and then before I put that in, I'm going to pop in the listening squawk, which is 7366 7366.
Good afternoon.
And I'm going to press ident because that will make me flash on his screen. There's no Liverpool
Charlie,
control.
Manchester Red, good afternoon. Clearance to Lisbon. Coxham, 1 Romeo departure, runway 23 right, Squawk 7. Just waiting for it to be a cycle now. 0227, Squawk 0227.
Very much clear, Lisbon via the Coxham 1 Romeo departure, runway 28 right, Squawk 0227, 26.
Ryanair 36, Quebec Charlie, we were correct. Lufthansa Tree, report you passed an altitude.
1000 feet, Lufthansa 333.
Lufthansa Tree, thank you. Climb flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, Lufthansa 333.
So basically what's happening now is that I have squawked 7366 and I'm listening to Manchester approach.
KLM 290, flight level 143.
Manchester TM8 is above us.
100.
KLM 293,
So-
Manchester Red, good afternoon. Dane 2 Alpha arrival, descend flight level 70.
On the basis
flight level
that-
60.
On the basis that
Dane
Liverpool
2 Alpha
is not
approach
available.
and descend to flight level 60, KLM 290.
On the basis that Liverpool is not available, I'm going to listen to Manchester approach, and I'm just monitoring it. So by putting in 7366 of the listening squawk and identing it, I identified it just on the basis that it would flash up on his screen. But they can see us and they know that we're listening to them. So if they have a problem and they've got an aircraft that needs to descend down in our way or anything like that, they can inform us of the situation. Or if they think we're going to infringe their airspace, they can let us know if they so desire. So if you look on Sky Demon quickly, you can see that the ring that shows the glide down performance with the current wind has now left the land. So at the moment, for this very short time of the next few minutes, if the engine fails, we have no choice but to ditch in the sea, unless we by some chance happen to make it to Sandy Beach or something. But it's only a very short part of the trip. I could divert to fly closer, but again, as I say, I feel that's an acceptable risk for a few minutes just to be out of reach of land, to cross over this area and save a little bit of time going all the way round. Now, the flight plan that I put together for today was anticipating a zone transit, which is what we're doing now, through the Liverpool CTA, finishing at visual reference point, which is Point of Air Lighthouse. So generally when you ask for a zone transit, you kind of need to give them two of the VRP's visual reference points that you wish to transit between, and they will say yes or no. And I'll give you a different one that you have to transit between. Now, on the basis that they aren't online, I'm not going to go all the way to Point of Air Lighthouse because it's kind of going in the wrong...
KLM 290, turn right heading 345.
So what I'm going to do is, as soon as we come to
Turn
pod
heading
now,
345, KLM 290.
I'm just going to go on to heading, select and continue going forward. I mean, I could just let the aircraft follow. I wonder where we'll go if the aircraft just follows the route, shall we see? It's just going to turn here. We'll let the aircraft turn, and then if we need to change the path, we will. Yeah, it's a bit too far out. There, I'm going to go in a little bit on heading select. Yeah, we'll just heading select ourselves a little bit closer to land. It's not that I want to be I don't want to be this far away from land. I just want to see something. So we'll go with this. We're heading towards Prestatyn and then we'll pick up our planned track. I just don't want to go all the way to the VRP and all the way back out again if I don't have to.
Unicom 122.8
So we are currently just
Contacting
losing
Unicom on
land
122.8.
on the
Thanks for your
left-hand
service.
side
Goodbye,
of the
Lufthansa.
estuary,
Triple
and we're gaining land on the right-hand side of the estuary. So we're back to being able to hopefully reach land with glide performance if something happens. Fuel is good, pressures are good, temperature's good, vacuum's good, and the battery looks like it's charging. Did we turn off the landing lights? No, so we'll do that now. Just in this cloud area here, so I'm going to put the nav lights on and I'm going to put the pitot heat on. There's just a little bit of wispy cloud. I'm not going to descend because I can still see the land. I'm fine with that. Still visual with the ground. It's just some little bits of broken wispy cloud. It's very dull today, very dull indeed. Get a little bit more light there, didn't really help that much, did it? I can still see the instruments, but... So we're just travelling towards our route now.
Lufthansa 290, decent flight, so decent altitude 5,000 feet, Manchester QNH 1016.
I'm just going to turn heading here just to fly towards my next VRP.
KLM 290, decent altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1016.
Descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1016, KLM 290.
So I'm looking to intercept our original route at the point which is 6 nautical miles west of Point of Air Lighthouse VRP. And that'll be our intercept point, and you can now see that most of North Wales has laid out itself in front of us, Snowdonia in the background. We've got Prestatyn here, and Rhyl on the other side of the river. No, sorry, Rhyl here, Prestatyn a little bit further back. Rhyl is on this side of the river. Got Abergele just a little bit further up, and then finally Colwyn Bay before this little bit that juts out here, which you can just see in the distance, which is Llandudno, or Llandudno, I think, as it's pronounced in Wales. I'm not very good on my
KLM 290, decent altitude 3,500 feet.
So we will just be passing directly ahead here and then going round the corner. So rather than going over the mountains for a direct route to Caernarfon, we're going to be following the scenic seaside route. And coming back, we're going to take the direct route over the hills down to here. And just for a bit of variation really, a bit of change. Depending on weather, if we can't go to 5,000 feet for that, we may have to come back
Delta Echo
this way.
737-800 series, stand 27 information, Kilo QNH 1016, request clearance to Dubrovnik.
Chinook 68 Delta Echo, Manchester, good afternoon, call you back. KLM 290, turn left heading 320 degrees.
Turn left heading 320 degrees, KLM 290.
Chinook 68 Delta Echo, Manchester, good afternoon to you, no flight plan forward.
Yeah, that mild.
So we are going to go back to 122.8 and we're going to squawk 7000. So we're outside of Manchester controlled airspace now. We have some controlled airspace above us from flight level 4,500 feet, so from flight level 45 plus, which is Holyhead control, apparently. Holyhead CTA, which is Scottish control, I'm told. I don't think that we need to contact Scottish control. So we're going to go to 269 next. Uh, 269 degrees. Oh, I've messed up. I've moved the wrong one. They always do this. 269 degrees. I think we're still right. So basically we're just intercepting now our original planned course. We don't need to be accurate. I'm pedantic about this, so I tend to fly whatever it looks like is correct on the screen. With the Sky Demon I can see that I'm going the right way visually, because there is North Wales coastline, Abergele, and ahead of it is Llandudno, which I know very well is what it looks like. So I know I'm on the right track visually. Then I just like to fly accurately on my planned track on Sky Demon. We now have, as you can see, plenty of land that we can use if we need to for a diversion to the left. And we can also climb to 4,000 feet. So we will do that because I think we need to for our upcoming. So we're going to try and climb to 4,000 feet, which will actually be 3,900 feet. We're going to go vertical speed 500 feet per minute, full throttle. Check my mixture is completely leaned. And we should climb to 4,000 feet just before. We should be just out of the possible overhead controlled airspace before we get to 4,000 feet, so that's fine. So that's Abergele, I think, there on our left hand side, and then we'll be, our next place will be, that may be Abergele there, yeah, maybe it's that there, and then our next place will be Colwyn Bay, which is just behind us here, and then obviously running into Llandudno. So climbing to 4,000 feet here doesn't really have any effect on our flight. It's, I mean, we'll probably use a tiny bit of extra fuel making the climb to 4,000 feet instead of seeing it 3. It is slightly more fuel economical, but it's like minute. The reason for climbing to 4,000 feet here rather than just staying at 3,000 feet was purely because of minimum safe altitude on the next sector. And because I'm flying offshore for most of my route, I could have just ignored that minimum safe altitude requirement. But again, I'm quite keen on just getting rid of all those warning signs in Sky Demon. So if it's possible for me to comply with a minimum safe altitude, then I will do. So it doesn't matter to our flight today. It's absolutely fine for us to fly here at 4,000 feet. As I say, it doesn't burn any more fuel, being at 4,000 feet, maybe slightly less. The only extra fuel burn is to get here. Looking nice out to the left though. So, coming towards Llandudno now, and then our next heading will be 256 degrees, and we'll be heading towards heading down towards Bangor, and then from Bangor we'll fly towards Caernarfon. Now, often Valley Control here will ask you to descend to 1,500 feet. For the transition down, for the route down the straights. So when we get towards Bangor, we will make that descent down to 1,500 feet. So we should be able to see, I know I've said this before, but this will be Llandudno going behind us now, below us rather. So that's the A55, which is the main route from the northwest down to Wales. It comes all the way down and goes down to Bangor and Snowdonia, and that passes just behind Llandudno, and then inside underneath us now is Llandudno, so we can't see it, but basically that is Llandudno is an area of Wales that is a popular tourist area. There we go, we can see. I just go outside. So there is Llandudno. This is a mountain called the Great Orme, which is at the end of the Llandudno. And over here we've got, if we go back in the plane, should be able to see it. No, I've just got the post in the way. But down here is a river estuary, and where the A55 goes through a tunnel and out the other side. And we should be able to see in a minute that there's a castle here, Conway Castle. But I don't think it's actually modelled in... don't think it's actually modelled, so it should be kind of there somewhere. I think it's that there. I think that's supposed to be it. There's a railway bridge and there's the castle. That's a very poor model of it there, obviously, but yeah, I think that'd be nice to see this upgraded a little bit, if anybody wants to do that, or if Flight Sim decide to do some more work on the photogrammetry for the UK. So we're nearly at our turning point, and we'll be turning to 256 degrees. And we'll be continuing down the coast past Caernarfon. I think that's how you say it. I'm sure that's not how you say it, but you know. So let's turn to 256 degrees. Might need to do slightly better than that with our looking at our route on just corrected a little bit there on Sky Demon. So on this side here we've got, there we can see the that was a much better view of the back area of Llandudno and Conway here. Castle there, marina here, and then the A55 comes and runs all the way down here. In fact, this is the A55 here. That's the railway there. So, where are we? Sorry, I had to go off for a second there because I had a telephone call. So we're flying nicely down towards Bangor. We're still at 4,000 feet. There's no one for us to contact here. We're on 122.8. I'm going to just check the details for the arrival at Caernarfon. So let's just look at Caernarfon now. Still VFR, so that's good. And we're on 1018, so we're going to go on to 1018 now for the altimeter, because that is obviously our most recent, our best setting, as we're nearer to Caernarfon than we were to Manchester and Blackpool. Scattered at 2,500, broken at 3,900, visibility is completely open, and wind is 300 at 18 knots. So let's have a look what they're suggesting. Runway 25. It's going to be quite a crosswind. The other option is, let's have a look, runway 2. Let's have a look if I can have runway 2. I'm going to see if I can have runway 2. I think I can. And I'm going to start a descent now so that we're down to 1,000 feet. For some reason I can't adjust anything. 1,000 feet. Set, and altimeter set for 1,000 feet per minute. And we're going to reduce the power accordingly. So what we will be doing now is flying up towards the middle of the Straits, and then we'll be joining for a downwind for runway 2, because I don't really fancy that crosswind. Yeah, I don't think runway 2 is going to help us either. The wind is not what it says there. Let's have a look. So I've got wind 300 at 18. Just going to change my I think 2.5 will be better for us. Let's go back to 2.5. 2.5, and we'll join downwind. No. 2.5. We'll do a base join, I think. Yeah, there we go. So, same as before, we'll be descending to 1,000 feet. We'll be following the Straits down, and then we'll be turning to the left into the little marina area, and then to join base. It's a right hand circuit, 1,000 feet. It's going to double check that. Approach information. Circuits are at 800 feet, okay. And it's at 14 feet. Now I'm going to stay at 1,000 feet until I get closer, and then we'll descend from there down to 500 feet to join base. Ready for turn on to finals. So, Anglesey on the right, the Isle of Anglesey, and that's people get to that by the bridge, which has just gone under here, where you can drive across. It's also a railway bridge. And on the left here we've got Bangor, town of Bangor. I think it's a city, even, not sure. But we're going to just navigate our way. I'm going to stay over the water here just to avoid low overflight of these properties and making noise. I'm heading for this spot over here where we're going to make our turn onto base. I'm going to change my setting to 900 feet. I can't seem to get control of things today with we're just going to turn now so that we're pointing right down the straights, ready for our turn point. And I'm going to go over to manual control, because, you know, this is the fun bit. So the autopilot is off, and it immediately starts to climb. Thank you, aeroplane. We'll just drop our power a little bit there. Just getting a bit faster, we want to get a bit slower. And we're just going to descend down to 800 feet over the water here. Just realised I'm sitting too low down again. I don't like sitting low for landing, it makes it a lot more difficult. I prefer to sit high. So, I'm going to pop in the first stage of flaps so we configured for our turn to base. Just trim off that extra lift. Quite windy out here. Quite a bit of drift going on. Got 23 degrees of crosswind at the moment. 23 knots rather of crosswind, which is significantly more than it says on the METAR that it is. And I think this is a bit of a problem at the moment, and people on VATSIM have noted the same problem, which is that it's the weather that's happening in Flight Simulator is not exactly the same as the weather that's being noted on VATSIM or other systems. And it's a little bit problematic, obviously. So just going to descend to 500 feet now in preparation for joining base. Caernarfon traffic, Golf Alpha November Romeo Hotel is joining base for landing runway 25. Now just a quick descent. Power back. And I'm just going to set the heading bug to 250 degrees, which is obviously our landing runway heading. Just make it a little bit easier for us to see where we need to be on base. They're just heading for the base join point at this point. So we're at 500 feet and looking to turn overhead the wall, the harbour wall area here. So making a turn to the left. And flaps down fully for approach. Making a turn to finals. There she is. Bit more power. Slightly high there, but we've got plenty of runway. Oh, a little bit steep at the end there. Got slightly high. There was a lot of wind. Hey ho, we down on the ground. Pop some taxi lights on, seeing as we forgot to put some landing lights on. Strobes and pitot heat off. No one on approach to this runway, so we're gonna just taxi around this runway, runway 220. Requiring quite a bit of power just to move us along there. And then suddenly no power at all. Now I think we're being blown by the wind, so And I'm just going to park on the first section here, but I'm not going to park in the way that they've requested me to park because I want to be turned ready to come out. Again, can't get the aircraft to move without a lot of power. I'm going to go to the second section. I'm not going down to pushback man down there because if I do that, then I'm just going to go on this one here, I think. And that will be beautiful for us. So I'm going to set the parking brake. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea and a slice of cake, and I'll see you back on the next video as we head back to Manchester. Thank you again for flying with us on the flight line.